Good morning guys, I'm Chris and welcome back to another episode of Rift Amps. Okay, so just starting work on a twin build, two Plexi 18, one in 230 volt primary and the other in 120 volt, because this one is off to North America, this one is off to Norway. So I have done all my pre-chassis work, so corners welded up, IEC hole cut. I actually run a GZ34 rectifier, so I have to enlarge these holes, and I've done my board mounts and things like that. So I'm just starting to put the hardware in, just about to do the turret board, the eyelet board mount, sorry I should say. But I normally use a transformer winder here in the UK, but they've got an extremely long lead time at the moment. But they are really good. And so what I've done is I've gone to another winder, a company up in Scotland called Modulus, and I've tried some of their transformers before, and they are exceptional. They are really good. I actually used one of their 18 output transformers on the last Plexi 18 that I did, and absolutely blown away by the harmonics and the dynamic response of that transformer. So I've decided to give their power transformers a go for this model. Now he does one-off winds, so if you need something custom made he can do it. And so what I've asked for on this one is obviously one of them 120 volt for North America, and then this one 230 volt for the EU. So we've got one each, one for each chassis. I've made up the boards, so as you know, with all of my hardware, especially standoffs that we use to raise the board away from the chassis, they can rattle. So we always Loctite them in place, and I use Loctite 243. That's my secret tip for all of you subscribers. And that will stop any rattling or buzzing from that component. Because even if you torque them down properly, over time, vibrations are killer, and they will start to vibrate and buzz. And there's not much you can do about it once it's all wired in. So best thing to do is at this stage, as early as you can, get them Loctited down. Right, so we're just putting together, or finishing putting together, I should say, this Americana LP. So cabinet is all prepped, speaker is installed. This one is having a Celestian Blue. Reverb tank in a bag in the bottom. You've got the tanks are quite sensitive in this circuit, so you need to do everything you can to isolate it. What else have I done? This one has got the, actually like all Americanas do, this one has got the pull, push, half power switch. So in normal position like this, you've got full power, and then you pull that up for half power. 2-channel amplifier, normal channel and bright channel, but just a single input for each, with a master tone control, and of course onboard reverb. Easy to adjust as you play. Foot switch, simple, I can't even talk, a simple single button foot switch that connects here. Has LED operation. You just need to add a 9-volt battery to make the LED work, but the switch will work either way. And inside on the back of the switch is a small slider that allows you to reverse the operation of the LED, just in case it works the other way around. So that just makes them really usable, and that works great. For those who build amplifiers where you've got a rear mounted vertical chassis and you've got heavy transformers on one side, as Fender used to do, I install a small bracket on the transformer and then run a third chassis mounting screw just for support. Why do you do that? Well, there is obviously a risk, especially during shipping, of an amplifier being dropped, and when it comes to a sudden still, the inertia of the heavy transformers will continue, and we have seen in the past some bent chassis. So that's what we do now. Best way to do it, of course, You know, on other amps we weld them up, but these ones are riveted, so we know they're good. But yeah, Americana LP, almost completed. Right, I'm going to try and show you one-handed, but I have the screw already, so the machine screw already in, and I'm just going to put the tiniest blob just down on the base, just like that. You don't need a lot, but just enough just to hold it in place and so it won't come undone. We'll do that on all four. That's all you need. And so that then will hold when I screw that down, that will lock it all in place and that won't rattle. Right, so that's all of the sockets in, can cap, transformers mounted, fuse holder and some grommets in, and that's on both chassis. You can see the board fits that one and also fits this one. So I just need to make up the other board and then I can carry on with these. So as I showed you earlier, the standoffs are Loctited in place, and then all my other hardware is locking. So these are nylocks, but on some I'll use keps as well. We just want to make sure that nothing can come loose. Everything is going to stay rock solid, especially in a combo. Especially in a combo where you've got the speaker vibration coming through into the chassis. So super important that everything is locked down. It's not going to move. But yeah, really, really looking forward to getting these two built. Whilst we're on the subject of things making noises when they shouldn't do, this is the blank chassis that I buy in for our Americana and Americana LP builds. Now, as I've shown you on the other chassis, we weld up the corners to keep them strong, but these ones come riveted. They've got flat rivets holding everything in place. But what I've noticed, you probably won't come across on camera, but they're actually loose. There is a buzzing going on. So what I'm going to have to do is drill out all 8 of the rivets and put new ones in and make sure that they are super strong, because if I don't do that, this amp will always buzz and there'll be no other fix for it until you sort that out. So I mean, ideally I would just drill this out and have these welded up, but the rivets do work when they're tight, which these ones are not. So anyway, I'm just about to drill. There's the template for the eyelet board. I've cut the material out, it's all ready to go, and when it's done it sits in there like that. But yeah, doing all the prep I can to make sure our amplifiers don't buzz. Quite haunting, isn't it? That reverb. What are your thoughts?
Sounds really good. Sounds really good. It's yeah. There's nothing we need to dial in on this one. It's already dialed in.
Cool.
So
excellent.
Yeah.
Less work for me. So you'll be watching this on Sunday, but on Friday, which is Black Friday, you'll see on my social medias I launched 2 new limited run products. First one is an AC18 head, which is the EF86 only channel from an AC15 into an 18 watt output stage. Simple volume, tone, cut and master controls on the front, 2 inputs, impedance selector on the back, straight out, and that's going to give you that classic jangly tone that people keep asking me to do in a small box head. The cabinet's going to be covered in the classic Vox style Tolex with the diamond grill cloth on the front. It's going to look amazing. Really happy to them. Now, unlike the previous limited runs I've done, there's an unlimited number of these, but what we're doing is they're time limited. So tomorrow, Monday the 27th at 11:59 p.m, they'll be taken off sale, and however many I've sold is however many I'm going to be building. No more. So if you haven't got your order in by Monday the 27th, 11:59 p.m, you're going to miss out, so do that. Second product is the one I've been teasing for a while on this channel, which is our 69 fuzz pedal. I've been looking for the right time to drop this. Black Friday seems to be the best time of all this time of year, definitely. So that's our version of the 69 circuit. Small pedal, top mounted jacks, 2 controls, volume and gain, all the usual bits and pieces as Rift normally does. That's £200 plus shipping. Again, it's time limited, not number limited, so I'll only know how many I'm building and once the cutoff date happens, but once that happens, they're gone and I'm not going to do any more. So if you haven't already, get your order in if you want to get one. So with one Americana LP completed, I'm actually doing the higher power version now, the normal Americana. So I have re-riveted the chassis, so drilled the old ones out, put the larger, tighter ones in, so no more rattle on that chassis. And I've started to mark it out where I'm going to drill it. So we've got the controls on top. I've got my output transformer and reverb transformer mountings, and my 4 grommet holes for there. And on the other side, the bottom edge, I've got my IEC socket, rectifier, 2 output valves, and then the 3 preamp valves and associated sockets and things. So that's those. I've now drilled the board, so I'm about to put the eyelets in, which you've seen me do hundreds of times, but it's one of those jobs that doesn't take very long, but when you're doing it, it takes forever. At least it feels that way anyway. Just forever putting these small eyelets in. Over and over and over again. So I've got the mounting holes. Make sure I remember which ones they are. It's that one and that one. So once my eyelets are all swaged in, I can then offer it up into the chassis and drill the holes into the chassis, and then get the rest of those done, enlarged out and ready to go. But yeah, that's an Americana LP. Good progress on this so far. So we've got that. We've got the 218 watters, and I've also got this Aynsley here that's partway through build. I'm actually further along than it looks on this. It won't take me long to get it all wired in, but board's in, flying leads are on, a lot of the transformer wires and things are done, pots are in, bus bars in, etc, etc. So good progress on that one too. Well, that's it then, guys. Thank you very much for watching once again. Please give this video a thumbs up. Any comments down below, I do read them and I do try and respond to every single one. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It really helps the channel with everything. A lot of you who watch this channel aren't subscribers, so please subscribe. Really is going to help me out, and I shall catch you all at the next one.